John, you had a question come in live. He says, how to record a covered call in PowerOptions for the stock I already have in my portfolio. Fantastic. Let me just take up AIG as an example. We will go back into the portfolio tools. And I'm just going to put in a long stock position. For AIG, I'm using this because it's one of the married put positions I have open. It took a beating, a 3% beating on Wednesday, was up about, I think it was 3.6% down on Tuesday or Wednesday, excuse me, was up about 2.9 to 3.1%. Yesterday was down another 5% today. So let's just say that I've got a cost basis of where it is right now, I think 100 shares, at 58.74 roughly, or somewhere around there. It doesn't matter the date. We're just going to put in that we opened it, on February 28th. All right. Now, as I'm tracking the stock position, 58.70. Oh, it's at 57.48, so I'm a loss on this trade. Let's put it to even. I'm sorry, John. Let's put it to even so it's not reflecting a loss here. So I'll go to position actions and then edit position, being some extra functionality here. Let's change our numbers. That's better. Let's just put it there. Fantastic. I know it's still down. It's 48 instead of 84, but let's just put it there. So I'm down a little bit on this position. Maybe I'm worried about it falling further. I want to do something to it. Now, I might have already decided that, hey, I want to try to sell. If I want to keep this stock long-term, John, I want to sell an out-of-the-money call, maybe 20, maybe 30 days out in time, kind of get some premium to hedge this 36-cent loss I have on the trade. So maybe I've decided I've already sold the 60 call, or I'm going to sell the 60 strike call maybe for March expiration, 2 weeks out in time, pretty decent. Let's see what's available. So as you're tracking your stocks in your portfolio, John, what we'll simply do is go to, position actions again. And then we'll go to add option leg. Now this is already decided which call I'm going to sell. So we're going to sell a call against it to create a covered call. I click on the get chain there. I'm going to go to March 18th. And the 60 call is going to get me midpoint at 85 cents. Let's say we just get 80 cents for it. That's going to hedge some of the 36 cents loss I took on the position. Okay. And let's just go ahead and enter that in. And now I've got my covered call position here. Hopefully expected profit of 5.2%. I've hedged some of the profit, but I'm still down 41 cents on the trade. That's due to the buyback cost at midpoint, John, of 85 cents. Okay. All right. Now, let me delete that call. So I go here and I can edit the position. I'm going to delete the leg, John. I want to remove this covered call, completely to go back to just the long stock. As you're tracking a long stock in the portfolio, just as I'm tracking the short put here on UPST, but it sort of expired today, but we might take a look at that as well. Just like you can do with any covered call, John, or any position, I can click that edit more information button, go to position actions and position analysis. This is where it gives you a breakdown of our current position. Yes, it's just a long stock position. We know where we stand right now after 4 days. But it does show you some potential rollout opportunities. So I consider writing the April 14th call, midpoint of 195. It's going to give me an increased downside protection of 3.4% and a 7.3% return if assigned. Of course, I could go closer to April 1st. And as we saw, we can go closer to March. Maybe that 58 call is a little bit better, but it's right at the strike price. So depending if I want to just hedge the loss I'm taking right now, John, or if I'm hoping to maybe that the stock's going to recover, I don't mind being assigned and making 3.7%, whether that's in 21 days or whether that's in 14 days to the 18th of March, 58 strike call with only a 2.8% return if assigned. That would sort of drive my decision here of evaluating these rollout opportunities as well. Okay. And of course, you might see, we don't see any other ones here. But as you just start tracking a stock position, if you have a gain in the stock, you might see opportunities to convert it to a no-risk married put position, a bulletproof married put position, or a no-risk collar, where you can buy the put at the higher strike price now that the stock has moved up, sell a call against it, and you'd have no risk to the downside. You're locking in some of that unrealized gain on the position in that case for the long stock. Or, of course, it could go the other direction as well. to do the collar position to add to the income in that case. All right. So that's how you do it. Now, remember, again, if you've just got the long stock, just use the more information button, John. Go to position actions, go to add option leg, and then you just select the option. I think I like that maybe 58 or 59 a little bit better there. Yeah, 121 on the 59. I think I like that right now. So we'll just put that in to help hedge some of the loss there. I think the midpoint was around 120. So we'll put that in, hedge some of that loss there on the position. Yeah, the buyback cost is still going to hinder that, but eventually I'm looking to have a reasonable hedge if the position continues down or to make up some of the loss I have there. That's how you add the option leg to the stock. You do the same thing if I wanted to add a put to the long stock position. Position actions, add option leg, and then select it from that chain and that drop-down menu. And now you're tracking the covered call position in your portfolio. John says, do earnings on a dividend stock automatically record in PowerOptions portfolio? No, I'm sorry. We don't automatically do any adjustments. What adjustments do I mean? If Upstart closed at 126, okay, we don't automatically assume that this would have been assigned. You might have bought to close it beforehand and didn't have a chance to come in and do that. We do the same with the dividends because we're not sure if you maybe had an in-the-money covered call and you were signed before the ex-dividend date, or if you closed the position before the date and you just haven't had a chance to come back into PowerOptions. So same process, John, with my covered call on AIG. Go to position actions and add dividend. You can add it by total cash amount or per share amount. So if I received a 15-cent dividend per share, I prefer to use the per share amount. It's just easier. Just put in the per share amount of 15. It knows I have 100 shares. Submit. And what are we going to see now? Now the effective cost per share has dropped down to $57.69 for my purchase price of $57.84. That's taking into account on the dividend. Okay, in that case. So that'll adjust your effective cost per share. When you look at the profit and loss chart or the position analysis, those new calculations will be taking into account the dividend that you just recorded by going to position actions and add dividend. And you'll also be able to see it when you go into position analysis, John, as well. Oh, sorry, those are the rollout ideas. You'll be able to see it down here in the history. As you add the dividends, it'll keep a running tab of the dividend payment that you received for the position, so you can see that in the different historical analysis as well. All right, so all that's done through that position actions menu, close position, closed leg, add an option leg, which we discussed a few moments ago, add the dividend to the underlying stock security. If you made a mistake entering the position, you put in the wrong price, of course, we'll just edit the position, John. And if it's just a paper trade and I want to delete the whole position because I was just seeing how it goes for a 10-day period, then I can just delete the position. But before that, I just want to remind everyone that today's material are my thoughts and your questions, designed for educational purposes, increasing investing performance and options knowledge. Any stocks or options discussed today should not be taken as direct recommendations or direct trading suggestions. I do suggest taking bullish positions on bullish stocks. Or in other words, if you think you have a basket of bullish stocks, like Jerry just mentioned, that you would want to still use bullish strategies, the same bullish strategies you were using in other markets when you were finding regular stocks that were bullish as well in those cases. But I'm not recommending any of the positions on AIG. Those were just samples to evaluate rollout opportunities and adjustments for us. Options, as we've seen, do involve risk and may not be suitable for all investors. That's one of the reasons why we like the limited risk approach of the married puts and the collar trades to keep controlled risk in place. Today, we walked over the search tool a fair amount. We looked at the portfolio tool. I wouldn't say in depth. We got some good functionality use out of the portfolio tools. And we used the profit and loss chart to simulate a rollout opportunity for Corey when a rollout opportunity was not available in the portfolio. If you like the tools that you saw today, remember you can take a free trial at any time. Just go to powerop.com, put in your first and last name and email address, no credit card required, and you have full access to all of the tools for 14 days with no obligation. After that, subscriptions start at only $45 per month for the end-of-day data. And then, of course, we do offer the delayed data service, which is only $65 per month. Access to all the tools, just no real-time data. And then, of course, you can upgrade to the historical level for the full amount of back testing and the real-time service as well, depending on your needs and what strategies you're doing. We took a look at some of the webinars page there when we talked about how we were going to show the archives, of course, but you can check that out at any time. Most of the videos are public, even if you're a non-subscriber. Of course, subscribers have full access to all the recent videos that have been posted in the archived webinars. Or, of course, you can go to our YouTube channel. A lot of videos there are public on YouTube, and so you could just go there and you could use the magnifying glass search function to find other presentations we've done on Poor Man's Covered Call Core. You could search for Poor Man's Covered Call. You can see other discussions on management technique for the Poor Man's Covered Call criteria and much more. Or you could search for diagonal calendar spread or calendar spread, and you'd see those as well. In addition to that, of course, if you do have any other questions, remember you can send us an email at any time to support@powerop.com or to support@radioactivetrading.com. You can also call us during market hours at 992-7971. And of course, remember, trial members and subscribers can schedule a free coaching session. That's essentially a 35 to 45-minute conversation with myself or Ernie. We walk you through the tools on the site and answer any questions that you have. When you log onto your account, underneath the main home tab, click on the link for free coaching, and you'll see a schedule there where you can pick a time during market hours to schedule a session that works for you.